They say that when the moon is veiled and the stars refuse to shine, a traveler must look not to the sky, but to the forest. Elerin had heard the tales since childhood, old songs about a fox with fur like starlight and a lantern that glowed with more than fire. But stories were for the hearth and the foolish. He was neither. Still, the forest had a way of humbling certainty. The storm had come fast, blotting out the sun with bruised clouds. The winds had stolen his map, and the rain had drowned his fire. Now he wandered the mistwood alone, boots sinking into mossy earth, the silence of the trees pressing close. Elerin was a historian, not a warrior. He had journeyed here chasing echoes of a vanished kingdom, where the last queen had vanished without a trace. He had expected puzzles, not peril. When he stumbled into a clearing and saw the fox, he thought at first that his mind had surrendered to fatigue. It stood on a smooth stone, small and slender, with fur that shimmered like moonlight on water. In its mouth it held a lantern, no chain, no handle, simply balanced on sharp teeth, casting soft golden light that didn't flicker with the wind. The fox looked at him with eyes like embers, not hostile, not afraid. Just, waiting. "Hello." Elerin rasped, his voice rough from disuse. The fox dipped its head, turned, and padded silently back into the trees. Elerin hesitated. He was a scholar, not a fool. But when he turned to retrace his steps, he realized the path behind him had vanished into fog. "Of course," he muttered. When he turned again, the fox was still there, its light a steady beacon. He sighed and followed. The path it led him through was not the forest he remembered. The trees here grew tall and arched like cathedral columns, their leaves glowing faintly with bioluminescence. As they walked, the lantern's light passed over gnarled roots and brambles, and they softened, shifting aside as if remembering they were once kind. After a while, Elerin noticed carvings in the trees. Names. Symbols. A child's sketch of a sun. And then, his own name, freshly inscribed, as if carved only moments ago. He stopped. The fox paused too, turning to meet his gaze. "What is this place?" The fox did not answer with words. But the lantern's light pulsed gently, and for a moment, Elerin saw the faces of those who had walked this path before, a girl in tears, a soldier limping on a wounded leg, an old man smiling softly as he held nothing in his hands but peace. They had all been lost. And they had all been found. "I don't understand," Elerin whispered. The fox stepped closer. Its light brushed his chest, and he felt warmth, not of heat, but of memory. He saw himself as a boy, clutching a worn book under the covers, whispering the tales of the lost queen to the dark. He saw the joy of discovery, the wonder of stories, the aching belief that somewhere, somehow, truth lived in myth. He had forgotten. In the chase for proof, for facts, he had left behind the reason he ever believed. Tears pricked his eyes. "I just wanted to know she was real," he said. That it mattered. The fox turned and walked on. He followed, heart quieter. At last, they came to a glade filled with light. Hundreds of lanterns hung from branches and floated gently in the air, each a flicker of someone's journey. In the center stood a statue of the queen, not the majestic figure from paintings, but a young woman with tired eyes and a gentle smile, her hand outstretched as if inviting someone home. At her feet lay a book. Elerin stepped forward and saw that it bore no title, only a single line written in flowing script. Truth is not always found in what was, but in what is carried forward. He opened the book. Blank pages. Then, slowly, words began to appear, his own memories, thoughts, doubts, and hopes, written in glowing ink. The fox sat beside him, its lantern now brighter than ever. Elerin looked at it and smiled. "You've done this for others," he said. "You lead the lost. The fox gave a small chuff, as if amused, then turned once more. This time, the way out was clear. When Alarin emerged from the forest, dawn had come. His pack felt no heavier, but inside it lay the book, now bound and titled, The Lantern Fox, A Chronicle of Lost Paths. He would return to his city, his university, his colleagues, but he would not return the same. Because now he understood, the stories mattered not because they were true, but because they carried truth. And in the darkest places, sometimes, a little light and a little hope were all one needed to find the way again. And somewhere, deep in the forest, a fox with lantern-light eyes walked on, guiding the next soul home. Thank you for walking the forest path with us tonight. May your dreams be lit by gentle lanterns. Your heart remember what was once forgotten. And may you always find your way back to the glade where truth glows softly in the dark. Good night.